going? Good.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's still killing the game.
Oh my God!
Right?
The foresters are moving on up.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Umbrella in a different way that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to work more with anybody that you hadn't in the past?
I think through this I've gotten to work with Scott, Liam, a lot more.
Right.
And that's been a cool opportunity because we've created kind of a bromance on set a little bit. Us guys have all created Rome, me, Darren, Scott. We're all kind of like bro-y to each other.
Really close.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all very cool with each other, which is, I guess, kind of rare on sets with guys, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all pretty close, and I think it's been a cool opportunity for me to get to know Scott/Liam a lot better on and off screen, which has been fun.
Yeah. Speaking of relationships, I like the relationship that you and Jackie have, as Steffi and Thomas.
Yeah.
That brother and sister bond. You guys, how do you work on that when you haven't met somebody?
I just treat them like I would my sister in real life. I guess I add some hints, a lot more hint of Thomas when it comes to treating the way he treats Steffi. And just kind of putting it through that filter. But I know how I would interact with my own sister, and so it's very much that same way.
I know, it's good.
Yeah.
And speaking of family more, Douglas, is Thomas going to hold Douglas anytime?
I hope so. Oh, sweet Jesus, I hope so. He is so cute.
Yeah.
And I think Thomas is missing him quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how is it working with babies? And when you first heard that you were going to have a son, or a child in a sense, or did you always know it was going to be a son?
I had no idea. Yeah.
How did you feel when you first found out?
I was a little I actually got a little nervous in my own right, and it was interesting to say the least. I came to terms with it, but it was I call it real life birth control, is working with babies on set. Yeah,
exactly.
But the babies are so cute, and apparently I didn't know this, but I'm a baby whisperer. Like I can hold them and they start crying and getting comfortable and laughing, and they have a good time. So yeah.
That's perfect. So now I have to ask you, Carolyn's off campus right now.
For now.
And then Sasha's here.
Right.
And so how is that dynamic working? Or what are Thomas's thoughts right now? I know it's a new relationship between Thomas and Sasha. Your families just getting ready to know each other, but what are his thoughts right now?
I think I'm excited to get to know Sasha. They both have somewhat similar backgrounds in the fact that they're both trying to get to know each other, and they've had this dysfunctional relationship with their fathers that they're trying to restore. And ultimately, they're both looking for love, and a lot of times they're all the wrong places.
Yeah.
And going about it all the wrong ways. And so I think it's fitting and unique for them to start to create this friendship.
Right.
And we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
And now how I spent my summer vacation. I've seen those pictures on Instagram where you were everywhere in Europe.
I was.
What was your favorite place to go?
God, I loved all of them, and each for a different reason, so it's hard. But I think my three highlights would be Stonehenge in England. It was amazing. I've wanted to go there since I was a little kid, and it was this kind of supernatural, spiritual experience. Then it would be Loch Ness. Loch Ness was amazing. I got to sit on the river, and I went to the Loch Ness Castle, and it was just so many. It just felt ancient and kind of mysterious in its own way. And then I flew over to Iceland, and there, I think one of my favorite things was, and it wasn't even on the list of things to do, it was just we were driving the Golden Circle, and I see some steam vents off in the distance, and I'm like, guys, we got to flip a Yui. It's 10 p.m. at this point, but the sun's just barely setting. It's not even close. So we flip a Yui, we drive up there, and we hike for 3.5 miles, make it up to these giant steam vents, and then we walk a little bit past it, and there's some hot springs. So midnight it is, we get halfway naked and all jump into the water, and it was amazing.
Now, since you've had that amazing trip, is there any place that you haven't been yet that you want to go? What's on your bucket list next?
I want to go to the Philippines as well as Thailand, Phuket. And the Bahamas. Who knows? If somebody's out there watching me, just fly me out and I'll go. Yeah.
At Celebrating Television, we're at a television event. So, do you have any must-see television shows that you watch, or any shows that you binge watch?
Yeah, Stranger Things, Mr. Robot, and Game of Thrones. Those are my three right now. And I just finished the last episode of Mr. Robot, and I was like, oh my God. I'm not going to say anything. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you too.